Video proudly sponsored by Totally Carp Baits. They always have testers' price deals far cheaper than any retailer. Tip 1. Fish during the warmer months. Carp are cold-blooded fish and are most active when the water temperature is higher. In England, the best time to fish for carp is from May to September. Tip 2. Fish during the early morning or late evening. Carp are more likely to be feeding during these times, when the water temperature is cooler. This is also when the water is usually the most calm, which can make it easier to spot carp. Tip 3. Use high-quality, fresh bait. Carp are opportunistic feeders and will eat a variety of different baits. However, it's important to use bait that is specific to the area you are fishing in. For example, if you're fishing in a lake, you may want to use boilies or pellets, while if you're fishing in a river, you may want to use worms or maggots. Tip 4. Fish in areas with plenty of natural food sources. Carp are attracted to areas where there is plenty of natural food available, such as weed beds or overhanging trees. These areas can also provide cover for the carp, which can make it easier for them to feed without being disturbed. Tip 5. Fish with a rig that allows your bait to move naturally in the water. Carp are very cautious fish and are more likely to take a bait that is moving naturally in the water. A popular rig for carp fishing is the helicopter rig, which allows the bait to move freely and present the bait more naturally. Tip 6. Fish with a heavy-duty rod and reel. Carp are powerful fish and can put up a strong fight when hooked. It's important to use a rod and reel that can handle the weight of a large carp. Tip 7. Use a strong, abrasion-resistant line. Carp can swim through weed and other debris, so it's important to use a line that can withstand the power of a big carp. Tip 8. Fish with a hook that is the right size for the bait you are using. The size of the hook you use will depend on the size of the bait you are using. It's also important to use a hook that is strong enough to hold a big carp. Tip 9. Fish with a landing net that is large enough to safely land a big carp. A big carp can easily slip out of a net that is too small, so it's important to use a net that is large enough to safely land the fish. Tip 10. Be patient and persistent. Big carp are elusive and can take time to catch. Don't get discouraged if you don't catch a big carp on your first trip. Keep trying and eventually, you'll get your big catch. In conclusion, catching big carp in England can be a challenging but rewarding experience. By following these tips, you'll increase your chances of catching a big carp. Remember to always familiarize yourself with local fishing regulations and to obtain necessary permits. And most importantly, practice catch and release whenever possible, to ensure the preservation of the fish species. Thanks for watching, and happy fishing!